So the Navara is an okay tow rig, but it could be made better with airbags. I was going to install them this weekend at home, but the missus wanted to go away, so I guess I'll install them here. Basically, when you're towing something like that, yeah, it sinks the tow ball a fair bit. So we're going to straighten this out, get it to tow better. I'll show you the kit. This is totally not sponsored or anything like that, so I can say whatever I want, which is kind of nice. First set of airbags I ever had were the Polyairs, the red ones. They were good, but they had a rubber tube, and I found the tube split. It got some metal like inside, and it pierced from the inside out. So next I went the Airbag Man ones, and they were fine too. They had like a plastic tube running, and I melted the tube a couple of times. And they had the Kevlar sleeve that goes around the outside, so you can pump them up to 60 psi. These black Polyairs, which I'm going to give a go now, you can pump them up to 60 psi without the Kevlar sleeve, but they've got the same sort of crimp mechanism as the first one. So anyway, I'll give them a go, see what they're like. I'll show you the tube too. Right, this is the hose that we get this time. So this has got a bit of compression to it, but it's quite hard to squish. It's almost like it's a hybrid between what the first Polyair line was and what the Airbag Man one is. So I think this will be alright, this will be pretty good. And then we've got this sheath that will go over the top, so that'll protect it, and there is heat shields that come with it, so around the exhaust to hide it from that. This is what's in the kit, the two bags. I'll show you the fitting, because this is a difference between this and the Airbag Man. It's that style that you have to crimp over the top of, whereas the Airbag Man's ones, it's like a push and lock system. And then of course you've got the blocks. If you've got a lifted Navara like mine, that will go on the top, that'll go on the bottom. Alright, might as well get into it. If you're wondering if I'm going to take the wheels off, no, I'm not going to do that. Am I going to take the coils out? Well, I'm going to really try hard not to, because that sounds like a pain. I'm going to just jack it up so it's on its full extension of the springs, attempt to slip the airbag in underneath, which is totally against what the instructions say. It says, actually I'm pretty much going to do everything wrong compared to the instructions. Hopefully it works out, but I just want to make this easy and simple as possible. Okay, this is the plan. Jack the car up. I am doing this kind of safely, so I've got the stands here. I don't know if you've ever seen these little jack extension kits. Really cool actually. So you can just extend your jack as far as you need to. I do kind of need to clean underneath my car a bit better. But alright, this is the plan. So, under here, I hope you can see what's going on here. Jacked it up so I've got heaps of travel in the coil. I reckon I can slip the airbag through that space, slip it up, and won't have to remove the tyre, won't have to take the coil out. It's going to be a bit tight, but I think it's possible. We'll find out. Here's the ingredients of this. So, bottom block, top block, tube on there. So, the question is, can we get this block in the coil? Let's have a look. Alright, that's going to fit in, no worries, and just drop down. Oh, I might as well put it in, I suppose. Alright, that's going to work. The next challenge is this little thing. So what we'll do is we'll feed that through here, put the little hose clampy on, like so, and we'll push that on right at the start. Actually, no, I want to get as much air out of this as possible so I can fit it through that coil. I hope this works. Then we'll push that on. Easy enough. It's amazing that, it was going to reinflate anyway. It's amazing that just this little push-on connector is enough to hold 60 psi, but you know, if it didn't, they wouldn't sell so many of them, and this is a pretty popular brand these days. Alright, so that's like that. We'll go and feed that inside the coil and see how this is going to work. Alright, here we go. set up like so. Now I'm going to pick the coil which I think has got the biggest gap. I'm going to get in here, I reckon maybe this one. So I'm going to feed that in first. There's a hole at the top which is very convenient, to be honest. And hopefully I can feed this up. Yep. I think this is going to work. Get it up. Right, so we've got to get it all through here. So I'll start with that part first. Right, here comes the fun, I suppose. Get as much air out of this as possible. Squish it down. Get the top component in first. I don't want to kink the line, but we're in, I think. I reckon if I don't know, like, okay, the challenge is real. I see what's going on. There we go. Alright, we're halfway there. I'm gonna have a break. Alright, new plan. That was really hard work. So all I've done now is I've basically stood on the airbag, kneeled on it, folded it in half and put a cable tie around it, and then I'm going to try put it in. This is how the plan's playing out. A couple of cable ties around it, and I'll see if I can tuck it in there now. I think we're getting there. There we go. Get the snips. I reckon once we pump that up, that's going to come good. Look at that. I'm happy with that. Just like I bought one. Cable ties. That's the way to do it. It's recording? Yes. Right, so this is where I'm thinking about mounting the this bit, whatever you call that bit. Because obviously you want to get to it easily. Before I've had them mounted underneath and they just get mud all over them when you're four-wheel driving. So basically I don't want to bend down on my knees to be able to air up the airbag, so I reckon it's either going to be like last car I did it there, but yeah, I don't know. I reckon here will be quite good. So just basically one there, and then I can get to it with the compressor pretty easily. Right, that's what we're doing. Time to start drilling. We won't use that bit. So this is how it's turned out. It's all done now. Well, all done except for the heat shield. So I'll go and put this heat shield on around the exhaust just so it doesn't melt the airbag. But that's basically it. I'm not going to show you how I cable tied everything underneath. That's no real big deal. You just cable tie it. Oh, this bar, by the way, because I bet people are going to ask me about this bar. If you want it, go to www.DontDoWhatDaveDid.com.au and you can check it out. And that's it. Airbag's done. Without pulling the wheels off, without taking the coils out. Trick was to cable tie the airbag. I reckon if I did it again I could do it in an hour. I've stuffed around a bit today, but yeah, easily done at home. Yeah.